What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review, continuing my series on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I'm not a big fan of, so I get a ton of hate mail when I said I don't like it. I love the characters, I love the comic books, I just don't like how Marvel assembly lines a lot of this stuff, and kind of loses a lot of the feel of what made the characters so cool. In the case of Thor, you have this kind of half-hearted attempt at an origin story, even though it's more of just an introduction movie. You have Thor, who is heir to the throne, but he ends up being a bad boy and getting chastised, and he gets banished to Earth to get a taste of life without his powers as just kind of a normal person. He meets Natalie Portman and some of her friends. Loki comes in to monkey wrench everything, just kind of seize power, and that's the story. To me, it's almost like Marvel was like, you know what, with Thor, let's just take the Hallmark movie formula and just run with that. So we have this really generic, bland, forgettable storyline that has this like quasi-romance in it. I don't understand why we needed an origin story for Thor. He's a god. Just introduce him with the powers of a god. You can bring that across very quickly. A movie about Thor where you get almost no actual Thor needs a really strong storyline, in my opinion, and this movie does not have it. I think it's like a bowl of oatmeal. Like, you just eat it and then you forget about it because it's got nothing. There's just nothing to it whatsoever. Only you're eating this bowl of oatmeal for like an hour longer than you should because this movie just goes on and on and on and on. Even those rare instances when action scenes come in, they're really poorly executed. It's baffling to me because you got Kenneth Branagh in charge of it. Like, you figure something would fall into place here, but it just absolutely doesn't. I don't like Hemsworth as Thor. I don't picture Thor as this like surfer hipster kind of guy, and I know sometimes in the comic book he's depicted a little bit more hipper than other times, but to me I picture Thor as this like beast of a warrior crushing everything in his path, and just a dude you would not want to mess with, and that Hemsworth does not give that vibe off at all. I mean, the dude's ripped, but it's just not the same. He doesn't have that like intimidating, awe-filled presence that I think Thor really needs. So in the end, I just couldn't get into it. I don't like the side stories. I think they're pretty much pointless. I think the focus should have been on Thor and how he kind of gets more involved, with Asgard, as opposed to, because the stuff on Earth here is really boring. The stuff in Asgard is actually halfway interesting. But I know they have to bring him to Earth to get in with the Avengers. Another instance where being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe hamstrings the movie from the start. It's overly dramatic and serious most of the time, even though there's no real stakes here. And then when it tries to put the humor in, it's just absolutely cringe level. This is pretty much Marvel doing Marvel. This is how most of their movies feel to me. But I think the Thor series is the absolute weakest of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I just did not like Thor at all. I think it commits the cardinal sin of film for me, which is to be boring. I don't care if it's a good story or if it has good action. As long as there's something good and something effective and interesting in a movie, I can usually get some enjoyment out of it. Thor has none of that to me. The only good thing I can say about it is that it's better than The Dark World, and that's the best compliment I can pay this movie. So that's my review of Thor. If you want to read my full write-up, you can go to markfusion.com and check that out, as well as reviews for the other Thor movies, as well as tons of other Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, including the ones I like Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as Letterboxd. You can get an idea of what I've been watching. I diary everything there, and you can see what might be coming here soon. Make a request. Curse me for not liking the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You can also drop a sub if you like this. If you like these videos, that's a huge help to me. It's a way to directly support me and help me to keep making videos. You can also watch the old videos. That's another huge, highly effective way to help me out. And then if you really want to go that extra mile, you can go to my website and use my Amazon links. Any money that comes in from that, I put directly back into movies, like every cent of it, to have more movies to watch, more reviews to do. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do sincerely appreciate it. And if you want to send me hate mail because I don't like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's fine. But I think I've explained pretty much why I don't like this movie. It is a total snooze. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.